brand new day in Tokyoto. Headlining the news is the recent statement from Goji Rokaku on the graffiti gangs plaguing the city. Quote, "My Rokaku forces are on patrol in all major metropolitan areas to make sure these terrorists are behind bars where they belong."
Wild and wonderful music.
Gang, what's going on? How is everyone doing? I think I need to tune my audio settings a little bit more, but I think besides that, we're doing alright today. I'm getting everything back in place, getting everything tuned up, tooled up, all that good jazz. Like, my whole rig thing is in fascinating places, we'll say. Fascinating places. I'm still pretty sure it doesn't know that I have two eyes. So, I'm gonna be wearing a not quite eye patch for a while. That'll do, sort of. Yeah, the way it's tracking me is just super jank right now. I don't know what to do about it.
Scared shitless. The ultimate aim is to produce sound which is completely acceptable to the listener. Records that give you pleasure.
Close enough. I give up. I give up. This thing is gonna torment me for the rest of my days. I cannot fight it. Also, apparently my scenes got big mixed up because, this ain't even there. Oh boy. A lot of things got messed up in summary. That's why I haven't posted to every other channel. It's, not super, gang. It's not super. I just want peace in my soul. Okay, it's getting better. It's getting better slowly. We're gonna accept slowly around here. It still hasn't figured out that my right eye doesn't like blink that much, or that maybe that my left eye does blink that much. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going places. And that's all that matters in the end. That is all that I ask for. Yeah, no, it's still really figuring out my whole right eye situation. You know what? That's just life today. That's just life today. That's just life today. I'll give it one more clean shot. And then we accept that that's just life today. Okay, that sort of worked. You know, it worked well enough. We're gonna take that one. All I had to do was configure it or calibrate it while my eyes were friggin' closed so that it didn't misrepresent my eyes horridly. Which sort of worked? Question mark? Sort of, kinda. Far beyond the asking questions part of this segment. Whatever. We're gonna go with whatever. We've hit the part of the day where I'm still a little bit tired from my third COVID jab, so I'm just willing to accept life as it comes at me at this point. I don't even want to know what my eyes are doing on this thing while my head is turned towards my second monitor. It's just, it doesn't end well. That is a dark, tormentuous fate that I do not want to discuss. Let's give you guys something to actually look at. There we go. Hey gang, it's me. Still wearing the Santa hat. Don't worry about it. It disappears at the end of December. It's magic. I can't get rid of it until then, like literally. Just gonna post a few more ads and a couple more Discord servers so people that wanted to know that I'm live, and we're just gonna talk about FGO stuff for a bit. We're just gonna talk about FGO stuff for a bit. Oh, that third COVID jab. That third COVID jab hit. That's a lot. It sort of hit. Like, I at first I was regretting taking yesterday off, and then like as the day wore on, first of all I took like a 4-hour nap immediately as I got home, so that I just was not functioning normally. And then yeah, this eye thing, man. And then after that nap, I noticed that I woke up and I was just kind of grumpy for like 6 hours. Just it took me a while to recognize I was actively like a little bit tired, a little bit grumpy, and a little bit cranky the entire time. But I was definitely not wholesome, content loving myself right then. And yeah, I'm glad I took yesterday off. I feel a lot better today. There's like no pain, no fever on the third jab for me. But okay, no major pain. Like I wasn't sick. I was just cranky and tired. So it's like sick at the office. He's like, Jim's is a bit pissed. He's probably got a cold today. It wasn't like, oh god, I've got a fever. I'm going to die for a couple hours. You know?
Greatest hits, I wreck functions for fun. If chaos ain't constant, then I shake like an Elon fan in space with no oxygen. In your time with base to blast your head to make jelly, then I rest with the dead, lose flesh, become skelly.
God, Final Fantasy 11 was a wild game. Anyway, let's talk about FGO. Guess a good place to start is obviously from my account. But to do that, we'll have to take a dip into the second archive real quick. I got some stuff in here, man. Some stuff. Probably most notable is this bimbo, who I guess I will transfer to my regular inventory, as I have not done in ages, because I did not want anything to do with her. But here she is. Shift her over. Then we're going to head to... Let's go for party setup, actually. And we're going to mess up my filters for a bit and sort by acquisition. Then I'm going to empty my party of everyone but Mash to get an even view on things. I'll cancel this after so I don't actually ruin this party setup, because I kind of like this one for farming. This account was started in 2020. That hasn't really processed for me yet. This account is over a year old. I've managed to keep this thing alive. Is this what fatherhood is like? Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. So, started out with Siegfried on my tutorial roll. It was never a good sign, but I was doing hundreds of rerolls at that point to get Scotty. And here she is. Showed up on this account, and I was like, this is the one. This is the one. And ever since then, it's been a rodeo. Did my GSSR then, too. Got Salieri and Amakusa in the same role. Amakusa paid his toll. He did some work. I still don't think I fully appreciate him, nor do I truly like his character, but he's been here. He's been hustling. Got that old Summer 3 done. Had to get that welfare, brother. And 2020 went relatively uneventfully. I think I pulled Tamimo on like a random banner and just salted one of my friends into extinction. It was a good time. Was a good time. I think I was doing a lot of planning at the start of my account, like, I'm gonna need a Lancer. Who's the best 4-star Lancer? Who's the best Lancer I can obtain for a reasonable while? It's like, oh, you should get a Raiko. I don't like Raiko. I didn't like Raiko at all back then. Ibaraki is about the same. Got Ibaraki. Got Summer BB. Got Double X accidentally, and I was upset because I was still super biased against Saber Faces back then. But as you can see, I've grailed her. As a foreigner and as a character, Double X has put in work. I appreciate Double X. Also got Emmy Assassin, who I was and continue to be disappointed by regularly. He just feels bad to use. I was really just a giant Ushi stand back then too, so I was really happy to get Assassin Ushi. She turned out less useful than expected. It's always good to have an AoE assassin, but like her NP looks bad and she just doesn't put in the work. Of course, I picked up Drake, who was super handy, and Summer Charger completely on accident. That was a good time. Then I went in on this banner to try and pull Archuria for, a good single target Archer. That was the day I spent $500, got one Archuria, and a bunch of Summer Marthas. Really happy about Summer Martha. I'll tell this story forever, but she was the reason I quit FGO the first time I played back, like in year 1 or 2, because I couldn't pull her. I pulled like 4 Summer Maries and 0 Summer Martha. It was terrible. So I have her now. I have multiple copies of her now, and I think that makes me happy. 3 out of 5, I'll take that. I'll take that. $500 though. I got a bunch of Knights of Marines and only NP1 Archuria, and boy, that gave me the gotcha burn I learned that day. Also pulled Skez, who like I then in post realized everyone hated, but like I can't hate her. It's friggin' she has Aladdin as an attack, bro. That's amazing. Plus, thighs. Anyway, I also pulled Vlad Extra, who, to this day, I still don't like. Not even a little bit. Yeah. Rama did some work as my resident saber for a while. I think I had a good saber before that. I mean, I had Bedivere, but I didn't appreciate Bedivere as I should have back then. And Caesar, who I also didn't appreciate, but life was hard back then. I was dumb. So Rama put in work for me for a while. Little Wu, I had mixed feelings on, but I think I quickly came to appreciate her as a semi-support for Quick. Deermood, I was very angry at because I was pulling for Benny Enma and I pulled 3 of this motherfucker, and then I pulled the 4th one. I'm still unbelievably done with Deermood Saber and Deermood Lancer by proxy. Don't remember where he came from at all. I can't process that thought. Don't know where he came from. I used the 4-star ticket on Samoa because I had big waifu energy from her back then. It is decreased since then. She's not my top tier waifu, but she's still pretty friggin' great. Santa. LB3 hits. And I skipped the first banner. I like Zhongyu, but he's just not the guy. I want a big man. And boy, did I get him along with you, who I immediately dumped in second archive because I hated her personality. And her kit. Mostly her kit. Like, you remove your own buffs on NP. Why? Why? It baffles the mind to this day. Also, Santa Quetz is the thing that happened. Yeah, that event's never gonna get a rerun. Very sad. It was a great event. GSSR for 2021. Holmes, baby. Holmes. And I'm okay with that, because he is the reason I quit FGO the second time. I came back to that same account from like year 1 or 2. And I was like, the Holmes trial quest looks good. I'll use what little St. Quartz I have left. Maybe I'll finally roll a 5-star that I like. I didn't roll Holmes at all. I didn't get anything. I did quit the game real hard. Then I don't even... That account doesn't exist anymore. It's like on the servers, covered in dust or something, man. It wasn't a bad account either. It had like NP3 or 4 Summer Marie, who is still ass. But it also had like NP1 or 2 Summer Mordred, who I would have really appreciated now. But then again, arts wasn't that good back then, so. Tamamo Cat. Tamamo Cat. In that same day. I like Tamamo. I really do. I'm gonna roll for Tamamo Lancer because I think, despite my lack of real feeling about Tamamo, I think she's shown up so much for me and so reliably that I owe it a little bit to the character to at least try, you know? Rolled for Skahat during the New Year's banner. Nailed it. Got that great single target Lancer energy. I don't think it was a planned roll for me, but I took the shot where I saw it, and I don't regret it. Skahat's put in an immense amount of work for me, especially during the Barbados raids. She was MVP during Oniland raid, MVP. She is a raid star, and I love it. Helena was the twist that I didn't expect, because I didn't have a waiver then. And I sort of wasn't happy about getting Helena, but it was like, whatever, I guess it's budget waiver, and the more I used her, the more she came to the team and, you know, did what she had to do. I think I turned over a leaf for her. There was the Prismalia event, which was the rerun for me. I wasn't there for the original run, so I had to grab Chloe. And then was CCC. CCC. I had really wanted Melt. I thought Melt was going to be my hard Scotty carry. Thought she was going to take me into the new world. I haven't really used her that much. I do like Melt. I like her kit. I like her general kind of levels of Soon. Like, it's not the really annoying kind of Tsundere for me. There's some Tsunderes, usually the archetypical ones that I cannot stand, bro. But Melt does pretty well by me. I'm okay with that. What else? What else is good to talk about there? I don't think there was much. Suzuka was an unexpected twist that I didn't really appreciate. Still kind of don't, because by the time I could really have used Suzuka, I accidentally Mordred, and, well, Mordred's just better Suzuka, honestly. So, it is what it is, baby. BB exists. I didn't wail. I stand for summer BB pretty hard, but regular BB, not my flavor. I like tans. Okay, I like tans. Neja also showed up in the next banner that I pulled on, which was Oku. I was also looking forward to Oku. I was looking forward to Kama. I was all ready with Scotty, and Kama came through. That was, I think, one of the first rolls I did back with Jay on Mr. J's Caldea. And she came through. Kama has been putting in work ever since. And damn, I appreciate this girl. I'm going in on Summer Kama because I appreciate this girl. Like, even if I get my Summer Canis target early, I'm gonna go in for her. I appreciate this girl. She did work. And I got Parvati. I needed an AoE Lancer, and it turns out an P1 Parvati is okay. Okay. Also pulled Martha, who I was mixed feelings about, because I'm definitely super standing Summer Martha, but regular Martha's just kind of there for me, you know? It is what it be. I believe this was also around the time of Arjuna Altar, if I'm not incorrect, which would explain the Karna. Or was that later? I can't remember to save my life. No, it was definitely later. Summer Karna was like, yeah, around this time. Because old Skleppy boy. Old Skleppy boy. Who is, I'm not super into him. I don't get the appeal. I think he gets worse as his ascensions go on visually, and like, I don't know, I haven't really played around with this kit. I should really tool around with Skleppius more. But Karna showed up, and never received Arjuna or Arjuna Altar, so some kind of way about that. I definitely like Arjuna out of the pair better, but you get what you get these days. What the frick is going on with this? I just realized how weird this looks on the right side. One sec. Oh, that's gonna bug me. Oh, that's gonna bug me. Everything is broken to some degree after updating my my setup. Or my C drive, rather. Ever since the Fire Nation attacked, bro. It's been rough. Alright, there we go. Snap that back over. See, it's all better now. Everything's better now. I think it might be a bit stuffed on the right side, but I'll fix that next time. Or Karna. Ryoma. I didn't roll super hard on Good, I think. But boy, I want a Ryoma bad. Ryoma was an absolute gangster to me, dude. He still is. I just don't use him much. I really should use him more because I don't actually think I have a good single target rider. I need to pull Ryoma out of the back more because that man fucks. Okay. I'm trying to stay away from using curse words as much. Kind of trying to broaden the old vocabulary again, but there is no other way to say that other than Sakamoto Ryoma fucks, dude. Life rolls on. We hit the I don't think that was Valentine's, was it? No, it was the case files. The case files collab. I wanted Reigns because I preferred Reigns to Waver. And boy, did I get Reigns, because I went on that banner going, I'm probably going to get one, maybe, if I'm really lucky, 2 copies of Reigns. But boy, with this amount invested, there's no way I won't get Estrella. People who were there know the tale. There's probably still a Twitch VOD. But, my expectations did not, go to plan, we shall say. As you can see. I went over budget for sure trying to get Estrella. Not Reigns, Estrella. Which is proof that I will remind everyone forevermore. Rate up is a lie. Don't trust rate up. 4 stars might be rarer than 5 stars sometimes. Don't trust rate up. You don't get increased rates, you just get a chance, just like every other chance. I also pulled Emia then, who I still don't appreciate, and I probably still won't appreciate until his 6th Annie update. I haven't done anything for him, I've used him from other people, and he just hasn't impressed me. Whenever he shows up, whatever. I won't ever be rolling for Emia. Neither of them. Maybe Detroit. I'll think about it. Lancelot's cool. I don't mind Lancelot. I actually think he's really cool and kind of done dirty by the community and the game to some extent, but is what it be. Stolf also showed up. I got a lot of extras on that banner, as you can see, like, well before I got Gray. The second Estrella was in there, I was going hard, and I got a little tootsied for it. A little bit tootsied. Where are we at? This is Gouda Gouda, I think. This was LB4, so this has to be Gouda Gouda because I got Kagetora. I think I threw in a few choice rolls, seeing if I could land either Okida Alter or Summer Nobu, or even maybe Avenger Nobu, because I love her aesthetic. I just hate her kit. I got a Lobo. Ooh, I appreciate it. I have a single target Avenger now, and it's the only Dullahan in the game. He's cool. So cool. Okay, Toru did good. I like that CQ. That was a good CQ. Columbus, and indeed, I did pull Okida Soji Alter. She got a tan. She cool. I think what most got me on Okida Alter was she had this giant Sephiroth blade, which I always love. I love the aesthetic of the Daikatana. And then she just runs up and punches dudes anyway, like really fast. It like hits a bunch of my notes in action aesthetic, and I adore Okida Alter way more than regular Okida. Like, I liked regular Okida a good amount. I still do. It's lessened over time. Okida Alter has never fallen off for me except gameplay wise. I love that girl, and I think I was like, yeah, it was during the CCC rerun where I was like, I was on my way to KP, and I had one of those fights, and I accidentally picked Okida Alter, I think, on like a single target fight. I was like, ugh, look, this is gonna suck, whatever. If we wipe, we're probably gonna wipe. But if we don't wipe, by some grace of God, I will roll for NP2 Okida Alter. And she cleaned up. It's like she heard me and just deleted that fight. So I do have an Okida Alter roll planned this year. Not a lot of them, because Saber Okida Alter came out, who I'm going to be investing that energy in, trying to get NP2 at least, to respect my generous claim. So I will take either Okida Alter or Saber Okida Alter to fulfill that bargain. Then Anniversary hit, and all those new free pool servants got in, and all the new friend point servants. I didn't really use any of them. I used Chen Gong a little bit to try and get used to him for the inevitable Castoria memes, but like, not a lot going on there. Not a lot. William Tell also finally showed up for me. He really showed up during the original Ultra banners, I think. That was rough. But I did go in and try and get Grand Cavallo, because I like Da Vinci, and Grand Cavallo is an amazing rider, both as a semi-support and as a main AoEer. And boy, did Da Vinci reciprocate that digital affection. She didn't just came home, she brought 3/5 of her full power. And Grand Cavallo has been killing it ever since. I love this girl. She's strong. And frankly, like, she's got, like, her first ascension is the best ascension for me. I'm just going to throw that out there right away. She's got a rocket fish, she's got a flamethrower in the glove, she does, like, spinning flip kicks and shit. It's great. I love it. The NP is probably the weakest part for me, and honestly, I don't hate it. It's more aesthetic than action, and I respect that. I respect that. Also got Lan Ling, who I didn't super care for, but I guess it's nice to have. And hey, it's Mordred. And you hear that? Just listen real close. Just let me pause the music. You gotta listen real close. There, you heard that? You heard that? That's the sound of Suzuki hitting the bottom of the trash can. I don't hate the girl. I love Suzuki's aesthetic, but okay, I don't love her aesthetic. I like her as a character. I don't like what she does with her personality intentionally. But the second I got Mordred gameplay wise, it was over for her. Rolling on through the list, we pulled quite a good set of things that day. Actually got Chevalier, who I will probably almost never use. I don't really like running defensive strats that much, and if I did, I would probably just do Merlin memes. Kirke. I like Kirke. I like the pink hair. I like the general attitude. I like her expertise and her weirdness. It's all very fun. I haven't really had much time to put her to work. Most of the time when I need an assassin dead, it's usually a group of assassins for some reason. Like they want to punish me for not having a good offensive character. And so I just have to pull out Skez and do things. I really would like to put some work into Kirke. I spent all that time learning how to pronounce her name. I really should put some time into Kirke. I got my backup Chen going for taunt memes. And then Summer 4 hit. Boy, it's Summer 5, isn't it? Yeah, it's Summer 5. I wanted Summer Musashi real bad. I wanted Summer Musashi super bad. That entire banner for me, I think we've well past the point where I actually have my spreadsheet to pull plans. And I wanted Summer Musashi so bad because I didn't like Space Ishtar and I needed my Castoria era carry, and she had a tan and white hair. I got a type, bro. I'm weak. Okay, I'm weak. So I definitely went over budget. Not for necessarily Summer Musashi. I think Summer Musashi came home for me really quickly. And at NP2 no less, I was delighted. Merlin, however, is a motherfucker. Again, trying to keep my vocabulary relatively clean, but I've never wanted to punch a man that I enjoy in the face so much as Merlin. I love him being a cheeky dick and, you know, the plot and events and stuff. What he did to me trying to roll for him was disgusting. For NP1, I had to go over budget pretty hard. It's paid out. Like, he is as good as everyone claims. But boy, if I ever met this man in real life, first thing I'd do is go for a sucker punch. Holy shit, it's Merlin. I would 100% try to duff him. I'd probably get clapped for it too. Other things to talk about during summer. Carmilla. I really liked a lot of the Summer 5 servants, aesthetic-wise. Carmilla is definitely one of them. This is absolutely baller. I actually like her more in this than in the skimpier versions of this from Higher Ascension. There's some real class to it, you feel me? No real vibes on Summer Hokusai. Everybody says she's a better Lancelot. It's like, yeah, probably, but Lancelot's cooler. Junako, who I actually was hoping to get during the LB4 banner, actually showed up from General Pool too, which was nice. I don't really plan on using her, but she's great. I love her personality. I loved her pretty much starring role in LB4. Loved her. And Medusa Lily showed up, which was weird, but I wasn't about to say no. Like, I don't hate her. Could be interesting. And then there was a 3-month drop. 3 months from the beginning of August, the end of August, to the end of September, to the end of October. I don't remember what I was rolling on. By God, I do not remember what I was rolling on at the end of October. That's why this retrospective is here. Let's take a look. What was the dealio? Maybe I have it on my pull schedule, because I was really on schedule, staying hella on schedule at that point. I would explain it, wouldn't it? I was rolling for my second miss of the year. How could I forget? Mysterious Heroine X Alter. I have Scotty, which has provoked the reason for a lot of my rolls, almost as equally as Gotta Be Ready for Castoria era. And more importantly, I love Alter X's NP. It is one of my favorite noble phantasms in this game for its impact effect. It feels and sounds and looks like it's hitting hard. And then it hits like a dump truck if you have Scotty behind it. I put 300 St. Quartz into that banner. I stayed on budget, and all I got was Valkyries, who is now my prime AoE Lancer. So not necessarily a loss, but not a win. Pyrrhic victory, maybe? Hard to say. Anyway, that was another month before LB5, which I still haven't completed. That's due to be worked on stream. But Lost Belt 5, I was pretty excited for. I wanted the Grand Archer. I knew he was Grand Archer. I didn't know anything else about him besides he was pretty much half goof. And, you know, from all the Orion appearances before in story. But I wanted Super Orion. And damn, did I get him. I was testing out rolling singles. I got a couple Kaleidos. Life was good. I got Chiome. I got an Atalante Alter. I actually would prefer her Archer version for a good AoE Archer right now. Would do better than Jarcher because the quick support is easier for me than Arch support. But I like Atalante. I really do. And I am hoping that I get to put Atalante Alter to work. I also got Chiome, who I don't really like. She's like super petite and a little bit too edgy snake thing. I'm not into it. Man, Ricardo exists. I don't get it, but I haven't played LB5 yet. Supposedly I'll get it after I play LB5. And that leads us to the end of the year, because there were going to be no more rolls until New Year's, GSSR and all that. So, Santa Nightingale, I think I was actually really looking forward to as well as a role, as a welfare. Her aesthetic's pretty okay. I mean, it's Mary Poppins with a machine gun, but I think her kit is going to be interesting to use as a semi-support. I think I'm going to look forward to putting her to put a spin on my teams. But that carries us to the end of 2021 in NA server Fate Grand Warfare. All that's left is to look towards the future. I won't show it here because I'm lazy and I don't want to figure out what I have to fix with that particular window setup, but I do have my full schedule for 2022 NA. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a little bit sparse because most of it is going for copies and memes. There are a total of 5 rolled entries, 6 if you count me just tallying for grails. I'm going to be rolling February for Caster of Shiba. She got the dark skin and the single target to cast with the odds for the upcoming meta, you know. Also, I need to complete my dark skin girl collection, okay? I like it, I dig it. It's me. And speaking of that, April's going to be a massive month for me, because if you know anything about me, it is that I am I want to say it's generously a Canis simp. I generously known as a Canis simp to some, and Canis releases in April, and I'm going to be going for at minimum NP3. I've budgeted 420 SQ to it, and whatever tickets I have at the time. The way I budget, I make sure that my tickets and fragments go towards specific banners. So I think I use tickets 3 or 4 times a year, and I use fragments once or twice a year to try and buffer out those really important rolls. Canis is one of those really important rolls. I'll be throwing one set of 10 at Okita Alter. I haven't decided if that's in singles or if I'm just going to throw the 10 full and run away. Probably 2 singles. Castoria in the middle of the year, obviously. She is busted. She's the Saberface, so that's to be expected, but she's really busted as a support, and I need to have her. She enables so much dumb stuff that I need to have her. And then for my final pull of 2022, I'll be going for the Guda Guda pull. Tickets only on Saito Hachime. I don't necessarily need a single target saber because I have Scotty Dearmid right now. However, and I will have Scotty Caesar later. However, oh, that's 4. I like Saito. He is the storm that is approaching, and I'll give him at least a shot. Make sure I put those tickets to work. 2023, on the other hand, it's gonna be an absolute hellhole for me. I'm gonna have a bad time in 2023. That's all I'll say about that. We're not gonna talk about it. But for 2022, let's take a look at things. Take a look at some polls people might be interested in making in the upcoming year for Fate Grand Order. So I'm pulling open the event list for JP to get an accurate view of things. Okay. So in January, we will have a couple of events. Kicking off the year, we're going to be dealing with our New Year campaign as well as our Benny Enma New Year event rerun. The campaign's going to come with, obviously, the GSSR, which I will talk about a bit later. And How How, Yang Guifei, who a lot of people are into. Like, I don't get it, but a lot of people are into Yang Guifei. I'll respect it, but like most of the time, foreigners don't hit my buttons, and this is no exception. Shiki Saber. She's arts, which you think would be amazing, but she's a one-hit arts NP, which it's not super, and the rest of her kit isn't anything mind-blowing, so she's not really in a star in the Castori era, but she's not bad either. Qinshi Huang isn't a bad one-man solo. If you like more defensive solos, could be up there with her, Kualter, all that jazz. You got options with Qinshi Huang, and that's always good to have. If you need a ruler, you could do far, far worse than Qinshi Huang. Gilgamesh, as always, because he prints money. I'm pretty sure he just prints money for Type Moon. Skahat, if you need a single target Lancer, I highly endorse Skahat. Summer BB, mostly for the BB Sims, but you know, follow your heart with your wallet. Kiara, I don't super dig the horny, but she is arts. She is pretty solid as a servant, and she's only gonna get better on the Castori map. So there's no real arguing that. I'm not super feeling the CEs for the banner though, so like there's nothing that blows my mind. Knowing the way broadly isn't bad. Like it's NP damage, NP gain, and Pierce Invents, which is handy to have when you need it. Like most of the time you won't need it, but when you need it bad. You feel? So there's that. I think New Year's banner is going to be pretty solid. And of course, the Benny Enma rerun comes with Benny Enma herself, who is still a really great saber. Tamamo no Mai Caster, still a great art support. She's going to fall behind due to Castoria existing, but you can do a double art support comp with her and Castoria and do work. And Dearmid Saber, and Hack That Guy. Not a bad banner. Tamamo no Mai and Benny Enma will be switching off for the 5-star rate up, so you got options. And banner 2 of that is Li Shu and Assassin, who I don't like personally. I don't like one-turn buff servants, but he gets the job done, and I love his punch aesthetic. It's super great to see his martial arts at work. And Tomoe Gosen, who do I really need to talk about Tomoe? We had that whole talk about Tomoe earlier. What is this? Winfest. What is Winfest? Nothing important or relevant for NA. Got it. I understand. And then we have Amazoness CEO Crisis, the Tower event, which will punish anyone that has been neglecting their lower-end servants. The banner for that isn't superstar level. It's Cleopatra, Osaka Bay Assassin, and Penthesilea. Cleopatra is a pretty passable AoE assassin. I mean, AoE assassins are in fairly short supply, I want to say, so having one baseline is a good thing, even if it's non-loopable for now. Not until Korean Sky, at least. Osaka Behime is an okay support. She doesn't really excel anywhere, I think, but she can be the glue sometimes in a couple formations. And then Penthesilea does pretty solid work as Berserker. She's not outstanding in her field, but she'll Ungle Bunga someone pretty solid, I do want to say. Can't argue with that level of Unga Bunga potential. February is going to be interludes. So what is that? Ashwadaman, Zhang Yu, Benny Enma, Bradamante, Asclepius, and Moriarty. Very nice. Valentine's 2020 will bring along Sei Shonagon. I hate 90% of the poet servants that end up in this game, whether they end up in Caster or Berserker. Their NPs are all like, this is supposed to affect your emotion. They do some weird super artsy stuff. I hate it. It's not for me. And Sei Shonagon is also like super trendy girl meme type thing with selfies and stuff. It's not my aesthetic at all in FGO, and kind of, if I wasn't rolling for Queen of Sheba, I would just avoid this banner like the plague. And I'm inevitably going to land Sei Shonagon because I do not want her. I will probably miss Queen of Sheba again, as I know I rolled for her before on some other banner. I think it was like, no, I rolled for her. That's why I have 3 copies of Da Vinci. I was rolling for Queen of Sheba on her rate up during that, and I got so many Da Vinci's and 0 Queen of Sheba. Remember, rate up is a lie. Rate up is a lie. Alright. 19 million downloads campaign will also happen in February, so if you were looking for an Ereshkigal shot, I know you guys are out there. I know people simp like crazy for her. I respect it. She's a great character. Go for it. We're also going to get AA in Spring Breeze. I'm positive I pronounced that wrong. Oh god, I'm sorry. Yeah. But I sneezed so hard it murdered my rig. That's impressive. There we go. Back to normal. That is going to be basically the Chaldea Boys event. And I mean, it's always a chance to get waiver. It's always a chance to get coup alter. There are, I don't want to say there's really a bad pick in here. Maybe Arjuna is a little weak, but like, maybe Li Shuen's a little weak, but overall the banner's really friggin' solid. Kirke's on rate up, and Odysseus premieres, and that man has a Gundam. I respect it. You have to respect the gun. You have to. C's there, not really super impressive. So if you're here for, you know, boys. You love boys. Speaking of which, I think I forgot to check the Benny Enma C's. So let's double back real quick. Sign of a Smiling Face isn't bad. It's arts, NP gain, and NP damage. No starting NP is probably its weakest point, but it's a solid backup if you didn't get Royal Icing. Does Amazonas have C's? Curious. Doesn't appear to. No, wait. There is... Looks like it might be a welfare CE only. Yeah, it's a welfare CE for Bond. It's not great. Don't worry about it too much. And let's take a look at the Valentine's ones while we're here as well. Valentine's event CEs are looking like... First of all, Simpery. They're looking like Simpery. Quick performance, NP damage up, NP gain. It's like a sort of quick Royal Icing sub. It's okay. I wouldn't go for it. I wouldn't invest for it. Nothing here is super prominent. The art is really nice, though. I do like the art for these. Talked about A in Spring Breeze. It's also a CBC Craft Essence's summoning campaign, which is bait. Don't get baited. I didn't think I had to say that, but don't get baited? Like, there's some okay Cs in here, some pretty solid Cs, honestly, but it's not worth losing it. I think the only thing that you might be super interested in is maybe Outrage for the taunt CE if you don't have one, but like, there's just nothing here that just is worth murdering your stash for. The Apocrypha collab rerun comes at the end of March in JP. For that, we are looking at a lot of raid up servants, honestly. There's Mordred, Saberstolf, Achilles, Jack the Ripper, Semiramis, Vlad III, and Amakusa Shiro, along with a good roundup of 4 stars. I want to say that it's actually a really solid banner, honestly. Like, Mordred's pretty much an amazing AoE saber. Saberstolf is discount Caesar. Achilles is a good quick AoE rider. Jack the Ripper is infamously good. Semiramis exists. She is an AoE assassin. I would honestly pick Cleopatra over her if you had to pick. Vlad Berserker isn't super prominent right now, but he is one of the best Berserkers, one of the top end Berserkers in Castoria era. And Amakusa does work when you need buff removal. That's just the long and short of it. That's the flat of it. He is functionally good. Siegfried is dog. Adelante Archer is still a great quick archer for AoE. Chiron is an amazing support. You can slot him in just so much, and he will commit evil for you. Astolfo exists as a pretty solid AoE quick rider. Adelante Alter, we talked about already. Frankenstein is there. And Abispron, if you, I guess, forgot how friend points work, is certainly there. What are the CEs looking at? Pilgrimage to the other side is split stat, first of all. It does start with charge and it has NP gain and NP damage. It's not bad. I wouldn't flip out for it. Mostly because of split stat. I wouldn't flip out for it. They usually don't have to talk about 4-star CEs. That's just why. Olympus release. LB 5.2. The Canis Simp banner. I'm gonna get lost there. I'm gonna pull nothing but Dioscuri, and I'm gonna be just the saltiest man alive on that banner. So definitely come through in April and watch me just implode as a human being. The CEs they released then aren't too fancy. Witchcraft isn't bad, honestly. It's a full attack CE with Buster, Crit, and NP gain up, which I could see working on something like Super Orion. Other than that, nah, it's okay. And they're not on rate up, they're just added to the pool, so follow your heart. Follow your heart. There's also Olympus Summoning Campaign 2, which I will completely ignore, but it has only one rate up, and that is the Grand Lancer, who is predictably quite strong for a Lancer and is AoE. So if you're into that and you need one, swing for it. Otherwise, your next look will be at the $20 million campaign for Musashi Seiba. That's a hard skip for me. Guda Guda Final Hinoji will get a rerun after that. And we are looking at Avenger Nobu, Okida Alter, Li Shuwen on rate up for 5 stars, Summer Nobu on rate up for 4 star, and Mori in case you wanted that 3-star limited Zerk goodness. Honestly, the lineup's okay. Avenger Nobu gets better with the release of Nobukatsu, and she does have an okay anti-divine niche. Avenger doesn't help her a ton, but doesn't hurt her too much. I think her skill set was just a tad too weak for me. Okida Alter is, as always, an okay AoE alter ego with no real loopability because Buster until Kayatskaya. Li Shuwen, we've talked about too many times. He's still an assassin. He still does things. Summer Nobu is a pretty solid 4-star berserker. And she has a JoJo stand. I won't blame you. The CEs are it's an attack focus CE, but it's also split focus because it does quick and buster up along with the NP start. I wouldn't pick it for much of anything besides event bonuses. I won't lie to you. Then we have our first, I believe, Grail Front type affair, the board game Apocalypse. I'm pretty sure this is our first shot at the setup, but I could be wrong. I don't really understand the event. I never really looked too much at it, and I don't think it was too hyped while I was paying attention to it. The CE from it is distinctly mid as fuck. Let's see who's on Rate Up. It is Voyager and Kijokojo, the Dinosaur Priest Berserker. Voyager is a pretty solid AoE quick foreigner. I believe that's our first quick foreigner, if I'm not wrong, on NA. I'm double checking. Abby is Buster. Okusai is Arts. Aaron Double X is Arts. What's Yang Guifei? Arts. Yeah, so Voyager's our first quick foreigner. And we don't get another one until end of the year with Van Gogh. So, definitely an option for people still Scotty simping. June hits, and we have our Las Vegas rerun, along with an interlude campaign. For the Las Vegas rerun, it hurts to talk about this because I existed in this time period, but let's get it over with real fast. Berserker Sashi is an okay substitute for a Space Ishtar, which is already a high acclaim. With Castoria out and swinging, she will do some work, but she won't have quite as much loopability as Space Ishtar in exchange for just a bit more damage. Osaka Bay Archer is an okay Buster Archer, does pretty well as a semi-support, I would say. Carmilla Rider is kind of not great. Merlin is on Rate Up, and that's all you can really say about that banner, but we all know why you'll be there. Bunny Toria kind of sucks, but do you, Sims? The real prize on banner 2 is going to be Mysterious Alter Ego Lambda or Summer Melt. Great AoE Lancer, Arts AoE Lancer, probably one of the best Arts AoE Lancers for a good long while, and in the Castoria meta, that matters. And there's Okita J Soji, who is an AoE assassin who is far better than I gave her first estimations for, but they really need to stop it with the servants that just demerit themselves. It's not interesting, and they're really not strong enough to justify that most of the time. So far as the CE, I think the Welfare CE is honestly the best thing out of here. Like, only looking at 5-star CEs, obviously. Yeah, the Welfare CE far outstrips any other CE on banner for Summer 5. Interlude campaign will come with a banner for Lakshmi Bai, in case you're like me and like tan girls. William Tell will also be on Rate Up, and it will switch between Sherlock Holmes and Reigns. So I'm going to be avoiding that banner like the plague because I no. July will come, and there's going to be a super bait banner with the swimsuit and AoE NP only summoning campaign. It's bait. Don't. It's bait. Do not. It's not worth it. I don't care what your justification is. That's a bait banner. Don't do it. We will have the Seraph main interlude release campaign. Main interludes coming out. And for those of you otherwise interested, it will be an opportunity to obtain any of Melt, King Protea, Passion Lip, and Suzuka Gozen. All of them will be on Rate Up in rotazione, starting with Melt into KP, then both, and repeat. And Passion Lip and Suzuka will be in constant contest that entire time. The CEs, again, nothing really too fancy to look at, unfortunately. There will also be the Oku rerun, which is plot relevant. It is LB 3.5, don't forget. So if you're into the story and you're starting up fairly recently, don't forget to hit up that Oku rerun. And the banner will be great as expected because It's just really an all-star banner. It's Kama and Kiara competing for the 5-star slot, going Kama Kiara and then both repeat. And Yagyu on the 4-star is an okay single turn burst saber, not my favorite. The CE isn't bad. It's just not great. It's a split stat, which is most of what's hampering it, but it is quick up, crit up, and starting NP charge. Oku is a great banner to roll on, especially if you need a good single target assassin. We will have a bunch of strengthening quests, which I don't believe come with a banner. We will have our 5th anniversary coming up, including the Bunyan event rerun, which does not come with a banner because it's a main interlude that was kind of weird as an event. But there will be the 5th anniversary banner to keep you nice and warm in the meanwhile, with its GSSR and Castoria and Da Vinci Rider. It's Castoria, baby. It is Castoria. You can't turn it down. I mean, you could, but, like, why would you? The CEs, unfortunately, nothing really to talk about. It is tragedy for CEs, but you're gonna go in there. You know why you're there. You know why you're there. I think I'll wrap things up. Well, no, I'll cover the rest of the year. So we'll have Servant Summer Camp, which will be our Summer 6. Summer 6 banners are looking like Kiara Moon Cancer, Ilya Archer, and Brynhilde Berserker. Brynhilde Berserker is okay, I think. I don't think she's super notable. Same thing with Ilya Archer, not really super notable. Kiara becomes one of the most prominent arts loopers / damaging servants in Castoria era. She rises up above the froth and the milk to become one of the best. And I can't blame you. She has a bit of a ramp up in combat, but hey, sometimes you just need it to come out at the end. There's also an interesting 5-star CE on that banner. It is a full attack CE with Pierce Invincibility and 35% extra damage, which is multiplicative with other damage increases, against enemies with burn status. Very specific, very weird, but could be interesting depending on your preference in servants. The male banner will feature Sigurd Lanling Wang, aka the Prince of Lanling, and Artemisia. It's nothing too fancy. It's okay. The CEs there, also not much to talk about. Banner 2 will be Abigail Summer Tomoe Gozen Saber and Shikibu Rider. This is a simp trap. None of these servants are really excessively good, and I would be prompted to argue to say that Summer Abigail is actually a bad servant. I'm waiting for the day when they make debuffs truly, honestly, 100% not suck in this game, but this banner is not that time. That said, if you were planning to roll on Summer 6 Banner 2, you already knew why you were there. I can't convince you on gameplay reasons. Do what you gotta do. Anyhow, let's take a look at September. We'll have the 21 million downloads campaign, featuring another shot at Shinji Huang, your last for a while, I believe. Want him, get him. Interlude campaign 14 will have some opportunities. Unfortunately, one of the big poster children for it, comma, will not be on Rate Up. However, there will be a chance at Shuten Doji, and very few people can turn that down. It's Shuten Doji, she's great. And that will be followed by Dance Tournament in the Land of Shadows, our lottery event for 2022. Hey, it's not a tournament battle thingy again. It always is. The summoning campaign for it will feature Skahat, Dirmud Saber, Fionn, and Tamamo Cat. So it's a particularly cursed banner. Fionn does pretty alright in the post-Castoria era, but most of that banner is... It's a 50-50 banner, and honestly, for me personally, it's like a 20-80 banner. I'd like an NP2 Skahat. Not enough to brave this, not even close, not even a thought in my mind. But if you don't have Skahat, and you don't mind picking up a Quick Saber, Fionn, or Tamamo Cat, might be a banner for you. I wouldn't get super excited for it. The CE for it is a full attack CE with quick, and starting NP, which is solid as hell. If you're looking for a reason to get Skahat, it'll be a good backup dancer to her, I can say that much. October will follow as per the calendar. There will be Gouda all over your face. Let's talk about it. First, there's going to be a Gouda summoning campaign, just raw, with some strengthenings for Hijikata and Okita Soji, along with her animation update for NB. Okita Soji is still an amazing quick saber, don't get me wrong. She's very short burst, which I usually don't like, but she just performs well enough to make it work. Hijikata exists. I don't want to talk about it. I'm kidding. I'll take a look. I malign Hijikata a lot because I just don't dig his aesthetic, but he is one of the servants that whips out a gun in the middle of combat and just blasts somebody, and you gotta respect that a little bit at least. Let's take a look at his kit real quick. So, Buster up 20%. It's okay. It's party-wide, I guess, so not bad. Disengage, which becomes Furious Journey by then. Remove debuff, heal HP, guts, stackable with other guts, not bad. After the strengthening, it's not that bad. And then third ascension skill is crit star observe and a weird crit damage boost based on how much HP he's missing. That also deals damage to him. And there's the deal breaker. Boy, why demerits on mediocre servant kits? Why do that? He does have an NP that does the same thing with additional damage based on how much health he's missing. It's still a really poopy gimmick. It's not a great gimmick. Because he's not going to one-shot a boss. He wasn't going to one-shot a boss before break bars if he was at 1 HP. So it's just like it's kind of a last stand swinging thing. And that's just, I don't like that as a battle strategy. It's not a good battle strategy to me. But that does lead into the Gouda event proper for that year, where we will have Himiko and Saito Hajime on Premiere. Himiko is a really solid, I think she's partially defensive, partially buster ruler, and you can get behind that. And Saito is a pretty damn solid arts single target saber. He's actually fairly decent. I respect it. CEs are nothing to talk about, but I need to take a look at Himiko's kit. Also, Himiko Sims are going to be here because armpits or whatever. I don't get those guys. Party attack buff, party star gain per turn, buster up on self, 30% anti-demonic with an invincibility, a 50% self-gauge charger, and a crit booster on her buster cards. Okay, I see where her dunks start. Where they end. Increases party's buster performance for 3 turns, overcharges NP by 2 stages for 1 time in 3 turns, and increases crit damage. That is an amazing support NP. And I think she could put it to pretty good effect. As a ruler, I could see her doing a lot of damage. And that's not a thing you get to say super often, so that's pretty great. We will have our Christmas 2019 rerun. I don't need to talk about it. We just had that. That event just passed. Just go look at what you just did. Followed by Imaginary Scramble, which will also have a pre-release campaign. Both it and its pre-release campaign are fairly notable, as its pre-release will have Young Guifei for the How How Simps, Frankenstein Saber, which is the summer version, Minamoto no Raiko Lancer, the summer version, and Mysterious Heroine XX, who is also a summer servant. Raiko is still an amazing Lancer for a 4-star, like absolutely great. Frankenstein's probably still a pretty solid quick 4-star saber, and Mysterious Heroine XX is a great arts single target foreigner. Gotta have that anti-berserker in your back pocket, I'm telling you. The CE's Imaginary Around and Imaginary Number will also be on rate up, and they will be leaving the pool after this event, so if you have any kind of attachment to things that disappear, might be a banner you consider for the CEs alone. And then Imaginary Scramble itself will feature Van Gogh and Nemo. Van Gogh has been pretty famous both in gameplay and aesthetic circles for good and bad reasons, and I think she can have pretty good opportunities to pop off both as a support and as an actor. Nemo, on the other hand, is gimmicked, unfortunately, and his gimmick kind of shoots him in both kneecaps and walks away laughing. So, yeah. CE's nothing really to talk about, sadly. 22 million downloads campaign comes to Shikaboo. They're baiting the Simps again. Does the FGO campaign have a banner? It does, featuring Kintoki, Raiko, Danzo, and Ibaraki. Kintoki still does work. He's a great single-target berserker still. Raiko is Raiko. You either love her or you don't, for whatever reason. Danzo exists. Her kit isn't much to talk about. Ibaraki's pretty solid, honestly. She's not great, she's not super standout, but she'll get the job done, so there's little to argue about there. And then Hankyo actually releases, and everybody loses their shit for Doman. Suna exists, he's an okay saber, but Doman is both famous for plot stuff, famous for horny, and he puts in work, honestly. He's a pretty solid servant. There's also a second banner featuring Friend Point Servant, Medea Lily, in case you need a healing servant. Weird, but okay. Not very much room for them usually. And Ibuki Doji, who is an okay Buster Saber. Nothing too fancy coming out of her kit, if I recall, but she works, and she is technically shooting Doji, so we'll have those guys coming out. Interlude campaign 15. This man released this year and he gets an interlude already? That's wild. Still, Australia gets her upgrade here. Doesn't look like there's a summoning banner attached. And then it's Christmas 2021 for us. And that will feature two banners. One with Vritra, who is new but will be joining the permanent pool. Summer Martha, in case you're a terrible, broke, weak-willed simp like me. And Beowulf, because this banner is just Vritra and then people that punch things. And wow, that's incredibly tempting. For me, at least. Banner 2 is just Arjuna, Karna, and Parvati. Both Arjuna and Karna are in the permanent pool. Like, I don't know why you would. You could, but I don't know why you would roll on that banner. The CE is nothing really to talk about. Nothing really to run home and tell your parents about. Such is Christmas. And that would cover us for 2021 NA. As you can see, there are a couple pretty interesting banners, but most of the top blowing is going to happen early in the year for gameplay. Most of it. There's a couple standouts later on. But hopefully that puts some context and intrigue to your pool plans. Mine are pretty fixed, as I discussed earlier. I just gotta stay strong. We'll see how that goes for me. But we also have some other things to do, some actual gameplay to get into. So let's get into it. Okay. So. They released a couple of limited time events, like these hunt quests, which I've already done some of, and these commemorative quests, which I have not touched, but I'm interested to see what they offer me. I'm gonna take the Nuke It team in and just see how it goes. If they do anything that looks even remotely copyright to me, I'm just gonna have to shut this whole thing down. Because after the last time they did something in game like that and I got struck for it, it's just not worth. Not worth. Okay, is this single boss stops? I wonder. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll just mess around a little. They detect debuff in there. Not that we really need it. I just wanted to overcharge Stella. Nothing too fancy off the damage there, sadly. Oh no, she countered the attack debuff. What are we gonna do, bro? And now she perishes. I'll give them a fair chance to end her rightly before the NP hits. Oh. Well, that'll work, yeah. Saves me some time. Okay. Nothing too schmancy. Oh, almost forgot the other thing I wanted to do on stream. My box count. Let's cover that real quick. As you can see, I have 580 first aid kits, and I've already bought everything in the shop, so that should give you a good idea. But my final box count is 155. 155. It's not the most I've ever done, but it's far from the least, and it's given me a pretty good stock for later. I'm pretty happy with 155. Mostly because I began to feel like I was doing excess anyway, because I was in reverse QP hell. And to be fair, I haven't fully escaped reverse QP hell. It's just stopped being terrible. For example, I can do this now without remorse. And I'm still not capped on QP. That was like pretty much 300 million in QP. And I'm almost capped, but I'm not capped, and that's good. Let's see. I should also call my friends list real quick. Oh, here, been playing games. Show me your login times, fools. Nope, everybody's on point. Nobody over a week. Old Fujimaru's logging in and playing the game. Has already leveled up MASH skills. You love to see it. Get in there, son. I didn't even realize I had a level 100 Medea Lily on my list. Wowie. No other real newbies on here. Guess the newbies have been climbing. It's good to see. That is good to see. Oh, no, there's Basil. Only logged in semi-recently, and their support list is a little bit slacking, a little bit lacking, but they're getting there. They're climbing slowly. Anyone else? Yo, is that a coup caster simp? Wowie. You're gonna enjoy that buff in a year and a half, buddy. Sometimes my support list surprises even me. Abe with the Mordred and the Lancer Oratoria altar. No skill levels, so they clearly were not farming the event, but yeah, they're getting along. Also to check on this, because I didn't check my friend point total. $2.7 million to get some Saber Lily action going, along with the other limited friend point servants. I will be prepared. I will be ready. And boy, when Saber Lily drops in there, I'm gonna make quite a few CE bombs rolling for her. It's gonna be a good time. I am going to have an excellent time. I'm also going to be doing more LB5 tomorrow. Today's short stream is just to make sure that I'm not too under the weather from my jab. And I'm not, so that's good. Pudding casta. No. Okay. Let's go ahead and clear this one out. I wonder what the last one's gonna be. We got Rider, Assassin, so Caster. Shadow Medea, maybe? Oh, they actually use Cursed Arm instead of Kojiro. Kojiro. I wish I could say words sometimes, man. I think it'd be a really cool superpower to be able to say words. So this will probably be a turn 2 finish. Do, 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 do. Nyong. Do the thing. Wow, that actually killed him. We take those. Did not expect that to kill him after the Medusa incident. Did not expect that to kill. Alright. The last one for this patch. I think the same comp will work. We're not really dealing with anything too fancy here. I might even push things forward a little bit. Squeak a bit more damage out of it. Oh, it's Emiya. Shadow Emiya. Oh, time for Archer on Archer Violence. And you know what? I'll even juice this. Just on the hopes that it cleans up a little bit faster. I'll juice this. Let's see what I get out of this. Alright. $17K, maybe pretty much 18. Ooh, and he's dead. The buffed Stella was not messing around. Alright. Cleaning house out here. OC3 Stella was not effing around, bruh. Manga adaptation project. Two different tales, both stories of a young boy who becomes humanity's final master and the girl who stands beside him as a shield to take back human history. Mortis Stella and Turris Realta. Realta? 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 Wonder how that's pronounced with the accent. Either way, the rest of these are going to be, single shot Unga Bungas. As you can see, CCC is considered story content because it's in the lineup. So let's get and knock these out. Just for fun, I'm not going to change comp. Just for fun. New Year's Countdown 2022 Commemorative Quest. Pseudo Singularity Uno. Uno. Hmm. Anyway, two-wave. Oh, buddy. Well then. We will have to modify our approach a little bit. Mostly involving just letting Arash do his thing and then following up. That'll prevent any animation from the cards. He splats, Summersashi comes in. Chimera? Weird. A little freaky beaky, if you ask me. I think I'm gonna do a reverse of the max damage order, just because I'm pretty sure this will kill without too much help. Yep. They just can't withstand the Hummer. It's too strong. One does not simply survive the Hummer. Easy work. Give me the CE, let me out of here. Shinjuku Phantom Incident. The year 1999, Shinjuku. A new singularity appeared before the protagonist and company at Chaldea, who thought they had restored humanity. To repair its distorted history, the protagonist race shifts once again, only to end up in a metropolis that is transformed into a territory of malice, locked in a perpetual night. Alongside a mysterious servant calling himself the Archer of Shinjuku, the protagonist battles through the skyscraper built at the end of the century, where a perfect crime has been conceived. Number 2, the crowd's least favorite. Rider of the Resistance. Let's go ahead and grab him. I actually have all of these servants. So it's like, there's no picking one I don't have or whatever. I have all of them. Alright, let's see. What am I dealing with? Two-wave again? I wonder what they're gonna feature for enemies. Okay, the Amazons. Okay, so it's only doing the end part, I think. I was wondering if they were gonna show the pirates of the Chinese torturers. I don't really need to press that button on Paracelsus if we're doing two-wave setups. I can just Arash into Da Vinci. Splat. No, just an Amazon leader. Did not expect that. Not gonna press anything else, just gonna see if the Hummer takes care of it. I don't think it did. I think unbuffed, that could not do it. Yep, just shy. But that's okay. That's what Buster cards on a Berserker are for. Out here yelling about cute boys as she commits murder. What's wrong with you, Musashi? What is wrong with you, my darling? Women of Agartha. And then Astolfo is there, of course. A flooded phantasmal city in a corrupted utopia, ruled by the women who inhabit it. It is the year 2000 in the subterranean caverns of Central Asia. While no obvious wars or conflicts were ever recorded in this region, Chaldea, the security organization for the preservation of humanity, detects a new singularity. Under Da Vinci's direction, Fujiwara Ritsuka and company immediately race shift to the site, only to be met with the women of Agartha. Mysterious illustrator. Alright. On to LB3. I hated this LB gameplay wise. It was bad for me. Did not have a good time. This Musashi is better than the one in there, arguably. Did not have a good time. Okay. I'm gonna give the second wave the full wombo this time. Just because I'm angry, you know? I'm feeling the wrath currently. Oh snap, it's ghosts. Ghosts! Let's actually leave old Stella Boy alive then. Just give Paracelsus some juice. Let him do his thing. Give me a little spy. Yep, that'll do it. Just a little extra angy. Oh yeah. Well, you're about to be a real dark smear on the floor, my guy. Adios. Yep, 70k. Schmolst. Easy work, light work. Not even a challenge. Like how Musashi came in at the end, did nothing, and still got the victory line. Well, that actual robbery occurred. Okay. The consciousness of Ritsuka, Chaldea's master, was suddenly taken to Japan's Edo period. In a Shimosa which experienced a different history, Ritsuka reunites with the swordsman they once met in their dream, Miyamoto Musashi. Together they battle the seven sword masters, who continuously repeat heinous massacres in duels to the death. I like the art style on it, even if the illustrator is, once again, a mystery. I got options for servants I don't have this time. I got options. Pick Demia, just because. No real reason, just because. Good old Detroit Emia. The boy, if you will. The boy. The boy Nia. Oh, they brought out the fancy gold enemies for this one. Well, too bad, because Stella still smears them across the floor. Zero effort needed, just violence. Mana Rush is so good, dude. It's so easy to underestimate him as a newer player because you just don't have the tools to make him shine. But the moment you do, he just goes off all the time. So helpful. Okay, it's just another AoE wave. 1, 2, and send the Hummer after him. Rider on rider violence. Rider on rider violence. And they're dead. F. Alright. Show me the CE. We all know what I came here for. I want to see that CE. Abyssal Cyber Paradise, Seraph. The stage is set at the offshore oil rig Seraphix, now a hellish recreation of the Moon Grail War. This is a cage of ecstasy from which only one can escape, and moments remain until the base disintegrates. And what is it that lurks at the bottom of this dance of egos? Tibby. And check the illustrator. I was a fool. Let's take Abby. Let's take little Abby. Oh no. Oops, all Zerkers. It's just gonna be ghouls then, I guess. Nothing but ghouls, baby. What a ghoulish recreation. How utterly horrid. Truly, what a mess. Almost forgot this. Okay, she'll probably be taking care of next wave. I love the voice actor for Arash. That man puts in work. He goes full ham all the time. Absolutely an icon. A 169k, nice. Yep, nothing but ghouls. Oops, all ghouls. Oops, Ross, all ghouls. And the Hummer. They are berserkers. Their fate was to be smeared across the grill. The Hummer is all powerful. None shall defy. Heretical Salem. Mysterious illustrator again. Thanks to Chaldea's efforts, the incineration of humanity, planned by the man who would claim to be the King of Mages, was averted. The world had been given a new lease on life, at least so it seemed. A singularity similar in scale to those previously observed suddenly appears in the present day. The lone master who opened the path to a future for humanity must once again reshift to accursed Salem to eliminate a pseudo-singularity forming there. The classic tale. And that covers all that. There's not much more time today, since this was intended to be a shorter stream. So I think we're just going to wrap up for now. Tomorrow will be a full-length stream where we delve back into Lost Belt number 5. We were only at the start, so there's a lot to go through, and not a lot of time to do it, because there will be a New Year's quest to have completed Lost Belt 5. So, we're going to get her done starting tomorrow. There will also probably be a very late, brief New Year's stream, just to hang out in case people need some place to be during New Year's to feel safe and comfy and be with people there, you know, enjoying the company of. So, I'll put that up late at night for New Year's. And we'll discuss the new stream schedule on Saturday. For now, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. It does help the video a lot. Thank you to my patrons. They really, really do mean the world to me. Their help is just massive. I don't think anybody, even me, really understands just how massive my Patreon support is to me. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you check me out on Twitter and in Discord for notifications on when I stream and good memes. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.